3, 2, 1.
जनगण अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्रविड़ उत्कल बंगा। यमुना गंगा उछल जलधि तिरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे संग आशीष मांगे। गाहे सब जय गाथा।
नायक जय
नायक
भारत
जय
भाग्य विधाता जय कहे
हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats.
Now, I would like to talk a little bit about our EBSB club. India is a unique nation whose fabric has been woven by diverse linguistic, cultural, and religious threads held together into a composite national identity by a rich history of cultural evolution. Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat is a pioneering initiative launched by the Government of India to enhance unity and diversity of our nation, India. This program aims to strengthen the existing cultural connection among diverse parts of the country and enhance interaction between people living in various states and union territories. This initiative aims to improve mutual understanding and reciprocity among the people of India so that a shared spirit of understanding may reverberate throughout the country.
Now, I would like to start today's debate. But before that, let me thank Mr. Dr. Afreen Khurshid and Dr. Bhupen Singh Karar from IIIT Bhopal for joining the event.
Thank you,
I would
Ayush.
I would also like to thank all esteemed members of IIIT Manipur present here for this event.
Now, I will tell you the rules of today's debate. Please sit back and relax. We are going to start.
The debate will be held in two rounds. For the first round, each student will have 2 to 3 minutes to speak for their term. You can speak in favor or against, whatever you like, but it should be related to the topic. The second the second round will be free for all, where all participants will highlight points said by their co-speakers in favor of their own views when given the chance. After this, the judges will make a conclusive statement in favor of the more compelling side. Apart from the rules, I would advise speakers to listen attentively, be respectful and supportive of peers, speak only when recognized by the moderator, use grammatically correct language in English or Hindi, speak clearly, slowly, and loud enough to be heard by the audience, speak with passion and excitement. Now, I would like to start the debate.
The first speaker will be Chanchal from IIIT Bhopal. If you are there in the meet, please raise your hand and show us where you are. Are you there? Can you please raise your hand? I think he has not joined yet. So we'll move on to the next speaker for now. The next speaker will be Devansh Singer from IIIT Manipur. Please raise your hand if you are there in the meeting. Devansh? Okay, now. So your time will start when I tell you, and you can speak your points. Okay, so you should start now, okay? Devansh?
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Please continue.
Let me start. Good morning and a cheerful Independence Day to all of you present here. My name is Devansh Singer, a student of IIIT Manipur, and I am going to present my views in favor of the topic, that is, yes, the medals won by Indians are an accurate measure of India's standing in the world. India, a country of 1.3 billion people, a country with as many aspirations as the amount of ethnicities it possesses, a country young on the path of world heavyweights, But this list can go on and on. But the but things take a drastic turn when it comes to the grand stage of international sports, that is, the Olympics. Olympics, in its current stature, is the world's leading sporting event. The Olympic Games are considered the world's foremost sports competition with more than 200 countries participating. India first participated in the Olympic Games during 1900. But even after a century of participation, even after comprising one-sixth of the world's entire population, the tally doesn't seem quite impressive. And neither does it have any reasonable explanation, seeming to fit for such a debacle. Let's take an example of USA for reference. They have more than almost 2,800 medals to their glory. The United Kingdom, for instance, also has almost 1,000, 916 to be precise. The country also won at least one single gold every Olympic it participated in. Even our neighbor China, who was a peer in the problems a generation ago, has now risen to the tally of more than 600 medals. All of this when our nation challenges them in every domain except the sports and fell short with 35 odd medals and not a single medal in Winter Olympics till date. This performance of ours gives a measure to almost utmost accuracy of our culture, economics, our priorities as a nation, our focus, and capabilities to an extent. The performance statistics acts like a whistleblower of our stagnance in these disciplines and the half-heartedness approach we have settled ourselves in. What is to blame for all this? Economy? Malnutrition? Corruption? Maybe. But as far as statistics and our performance indicate, it is the mix of each and every known problem that is capable of plaguing our sports has a hand in this. I possess a pile of data and statistics and examples, but would like to conclude my speech here. Thank you.
Thank you, Devashish. Now, before moving on to the next speaker, I would like to welcome Dr. Amit Bhagat sir, EBSP head of IIIT Bhopal, for joining the meeting. Happy Independence Day, sir, and welcome.
Thank you so much, and wish you all a very happy Independence Day.
Thank you, sir.
so much, sir. Now we would like to move on to the next speaker. I believe that Chanchal from IIIT Bhopal has joined the meeting. So please, he would raise the hand so that we can see him. Chanchal from IIIT Bhopal. Okay, Chanchal. So now you may speak.
Hello everyone. A very good morning to all. Happy Independence Day to all. I am Chanchal Bundela, a student of IIIT Bhopal. Today I am going to speak in favor of notion whether the medals won by Indians in the Olympics are an accurate measure of India's standing in the world. As we know, it's the first time when the achievement of a sports person are at the highest level in India, when Olympic Games are remembered and celebrated by Indians. And why not celebrate? We got a gold medal after a long wait of 13 years. And when there is a proverb, पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे कूदोगे बनोगे खराब. Now is the time for changes in this proverb. Reaching to this platform is also an achievement. There is a solid proof of improvement and an achievement in itself. Seeing a medal is not the point. The point is changing attitude. We keep saying sports need some improvement, but little by little, there is some improvement. We only won 2 medals in 2016 Rio Olympics. The budget for sports and related activities was only rupees 1,592 crores. This went up to rupees 2,826 crores in the year 2020. And we won, and this year we won 7 medals in 2021 Tokyo Olympics. This is a proof of a new trend in the country, that the country is changing. Impossible. This is one word which only stays impossible till the time someone doesn't make it possible. And now is the time for the changes in Indian Olympic Games for the changes in sports in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Chanchal. So let's move on to our next speaker. The next speaker will be Mohit from IIIT Bhopal. Is he there in the meeting? Please raise your hand. Okay, now so
Mohit-
you may.
Mohit, before you speak, I would like to welcome Dr. Sanjeev Chaudhary, who is the chairman of IIIT Manipur Gymkhana Council. Welcome, Sanjeev sir.
Thank you everyone, and happy Independence Day to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Independence Day, sir.
Sir, should I begin?
Yeah, you can continue now.
Yeah. Good morning, all of you. A very happy Independence Day to all of you. India is a developing country, and after 75 years of independence, we have overcome many of the problems that we had at the time of independence at the 15th August 1947. So today, after 75 years, India is a well-known and well-respected nation all over the world. Now, coming to today's notion, my answer is I am in favor of the topic. India performed quite well in Tokyo Olympics 2020, and it bagged 7 medals and overall rank of 48. In 4 decades, it is itself a biggest achievement for India, that in 4 decades is the highest rank recorded, that is 48, and overall total medal rank is 33. So despite having less amenities of sport that are offered in India, our players are trying their best and making India proud. Today, India is a powerful country in nearly all the sectors, but if we keep topic of like poverty and corruption aside, we are the best. Now, with the help of Olympics, India has shown that we are not less than anyone. In fact, according to the social media giant Facebook, it is said that India is the most engaged or most discussed country on Facebook at the time of Olympics, followed by USA. You know, USA bagged 113 medals and India only 7, but though the engagement of India is most in all over the world. Now, we would think that 7 medals are not enough, but you know, we also think that the place that India holds in the whole world, the performances Olympics is not that extent. But our players, with their firm determination and hard work, are always trying their best day by day, and we are going to improve. In childhood, we have heard one thing, that success has no shortcuts. It has the bump aheads, or it is the red signal crossing. So like that, we are going to gradually improve better in future. India's overall rank in Olympic has improved from the past few years. Like we would discuss, like the gold medalist Neeraj Chopra, his ranking was 16th due to the summer games, and now due to the gold medal in Olympics, it moved to 2 all over the world. Javelin throw is not a professional game of India. You know, many of the people are not knowing javelin throw, but many of our parents and grandparents would say that it is a bhala fake game. So means they are not doing it professionally. But Neeraj Chopra made it and proved it that nothing is impossible for India, and he stood second rank, his present rank in second all over the world. So despite all this, the problem that we face, like underfunding, India is trying their best, and also from past few years, government is also trying to enthusiast the participant, and they are also trying and they are also offering the incentives so that more and more players engage and take part in games. And now, like my participant Chanchal said, that Kheloge Kudoge, that dialogue has completely changed this time. So I would like to conclude my topic that we all Indians are trying their best to make our India proud, and government is also trying their best, and we should support more and more players. And and finally, I want to say that I'm in favor of the topic, that it is worthy. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mohit. So let's call the next speaker, Shivam Kumar from IIIT Manipur. If you are there in the meeting, please raise your hand. Shivam Kumar. Okay, Shivam, I can see you. So you may put forward your words now. Okay.
Hello everyone. First of all, I want to say Happy Independence Day to all of you. And my name is Shivam Kumar, and I am from Triple IT Manipur. And I am in favor of the topic that India's standing in Olympics is accurate measures of India's standing in world. So I would like to focus on the what sports problems in India. That what are the problems faced by Indians that Indian not sorry I will, India. Sorry, I would speak in Hindi.
You can please continue in Hindi or English in whichever language you want. Please be comfortable,
Okay.
relax, and continue.
तो मैं इस बात पे फोकस करना चाहूँगा कि भारत का जो स्पोर्ट्स का कंडीशन है अभी भारत में वो ऐसा क्यों है। तो सबसे पहला मेरा पॉइंट है जो कि सोशल एंड इकोनॉमिक इनइक्वालिटीज। भारत में अभी भी बहुत सारे जाति धर्म के नाम पे अलग अलग लोग बटे हुए हैं। लोग अलग अलग जाति से एक दूसरे के साथ खेलना पसंद नहीं करते। इस कारण हमारे भारत में जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स है वो कम रह जाते हैं। और दूसरा बात है लैक ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हमारे पास अवेलेबल है वो बहुत हाईली कॉस्टली होता है, जो कि जो पुअर लोग हैं वो इसको अवेल नहीं कर पाते हैं। इसलिए भी हमारे बहुत सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाते हैं। और मैं इसी का एग्जांपल देना चाहूँगा हमारे यूके से कंपेयर करके। भारत में यूनियन बजट 2017-18 में 1943 करोड़ एलोकेट हुआ था स्पोर्ट्स एंड खेलो इंडिया के लिए 1756 करोड़ 2017-18 और 2019-20 में। वाइल इन यूके वो 9,000 करोड़ एनुअली स्पेंड होता है सिर्फ स्पोर्ट्स पर। दैट इज वाई इन टोक्यो ओलंपिक 2021 में तो यूके हमारा फोर्थ पर था और भारत 48th पोजीशन पे। और जैसा कि चंचल ने बताया, जैसा कि मोहित ने भी बताया, हमारे कुछ बिलीव्स है। इफ यू स्टडी हार्ड यू विल बी सक्सेसफुल, बट इफ यू प्ले स्पोर्ट्स यू विल ruin योर लाइफ। अभी भी ऐसे बिलीव्स कई सारे पेरेंट्स के मन में होते हैं, बच्चों के मन में होते हैं। पेरेंट्स आगे नहीं बढ़ने देते बच्चों को स्पोर्ट्स के फील्ड में। तो मैं इस बात से कंक्लूड करना, मैं कुछ स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन का अपना इंटरव्यू जो बोलना चाहूँगा वो लोग क्या करते हैं। तो सबसे पहला है भावना जट, रेस वॉकिंग की, जो 24 ईयर ओल्ड है, स्मॉल विलेज काबरा इन राजस्थान, राजसामंड डिस्ट्रिक्ट की। वो फर्स्ट इंडिया फीमेल रेसर बनी जो टोक्यो ओलंपिक 2020 में क्वालिफाई की। उनका इंटरव्यू लेने पर वो उनका क्या कहना है, मैं वो इंग्लिश में वो मैं पढ़ना चाहूँगा। They didn't like me wearing shorts and practicing, and also the action made by race walkers seemed quite simple to them. That is why they asked me to stop practicing and asked me to focus on household chores. But my father and brother had immense faith in my talent and made sure that I found certain time slot to practice when people were not around. तो भारत में ऐसा कंडीशन है कि एक स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन को अपने पैशन को फॉलो करने नहीं दिया जाता है और उनको हेट किया जाता है देखकर उनको प्रैक्टिस करते हुए शॉर्ट्स पहनने पर। तो अगर लेकिन भारत में मैं इस बात से कंक्लूड करना चाहता हूँ कि भारत में अभी भी ऐसे एथलीट्स हैं जो इन सारी बातों को छोड़कर अपने पैशन में पूरे लगे हुए हैं। इसी कारण भारत टोक्यो ओलंपिक 2021 में सबसे बेस्ट प्रदर्शन किया और नीरज चोपड़ा ने गोल्ड दिया। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, Shiva. So moving on to the next speaker. The next speaker will be Naveen from Triple IT Manipur. If you are there in the meeting, please raise your hand. Okay, I can see your hand. So please speak your words.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, happy Independence Day, all. Respected sirs and all. I am Vainamin from Triple IT Manipur. I will be speaking for the motion. Yes, I will agree with the topic. The medal secured by Indians in the Olympics, an accurate measure of India's standing in the world. India finished 48th on the medal tally in Tokyo, its highest ranking in over 4 decades, and 33rd in terms of overall medals won. India has finished significantly higher in the era in which it used to win gold in hockey. Neeraj won the 7th medal for India, thus making Tokyo Olympics the best ever Olympic performance for the nation. Here are some men and women of steel and thunder who made India proud and gave the nation something to cheer about in these dark times of deadly pandemic. Neeraj Chopra's gold, Mirabai Chanu's silver, PV Sindhu's bronze were some of the examples. With 7 medals, 1 gold, 2 silver, 4 bronze, Tokyo 2020 has become decorated Olympic Games in India's history. Neeraj Chopra's gold made India's most successful Olympic Games ever. From these points, I conclude that the medals secured by Indians in the Olympics an accurate measure of India's standing in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen. So, moving on to our next speaker, he will be Abhay Pratap from IIIT Manipur. If you are there in the meeting, please raise your hand. Okay, I can see you. So, you may continue. Please speak.
Good afternoon, distinguished judges, audience, and fellow participants. I am Abhay Pratap from IIIT Manipur, and I am here to speak against the motion. I strongly disagree that the performance of our Olympians at the 2021 Games is the true measure of India's standing in the world. We are a country with the 17% of world's population and one with the most youth population. This alone should be sufficient to prove the incredible amount of potential the country has. Sadly, though, this is not reflected in our performance, as we have won only 35 medals in our more than 100 years of participation. The American Olympian Michael Phelps alone has 28 Olympic medals in his credits. These differences are not due to any differences in physical capabilities or as such, but simply due to a severe lack of opportunities in the country. There are practically no establishments to support young athletes in their development. The schools have at most 1 or 2 sports advisors who are good at one sport and hence cannot help a student who is interested or talented in any other. It does not help that our culture primarily focuses on academic development, which in turn results in severe lack of moral support for young adults. But the most severe and common problem for all the failures is the lack of place to fall back to. The only choice an athlete is left with if they lose or are not qualified for a major event is to either quit or come back after 4 to 5 years. There are no in-state events for them to participate in or any other place of employment. Big players like the US have many events within the country which are heavily supported by the people and the government. The only place where athletes can have a sustained employment while improving their skills in the country is the army, which is not a big surprise as most of the participants are from the Indian Army. But that is not enough to compete at a world stage. Athletes need to start early and polish their skills. All these problems are a major setback for our Olympic performance, but there are people who prevail despite so many hurdles in their path. It speaks volumes of the hard work and passion put in by these national heroes. One can only imagine the glory that can be brought to the country if even some of these problems are solved. But we can't perform any better if we are satisfied with what we have. The only way we can do better is by believing that we can. By accepting that our performance is not an honest reflection of our strength, we can take our first steps towards improvement. If we simply accept that this is the best we can do, we limit ourselves from making significant progress. Furthermore, it's outright disrespectful to those who believe in themselves and bring glory to the nation. I would like to conclude by saying that India has infinite potential, and we must believe that for the only limitations there are the ones that we set upon ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abhay. So now the next speaker will be Aniket Anshuman from IIIT Manipur.
Yes, thank you, Ayush Bhaiya. Respected professors, designated principal, the host of the event, and my dear friends. A warm good morning and wishing you a very happy Independence Day. Myself, Aniket Anshuman, an undergrad student of IIIT Manipur. I'd like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. So I'll be going against the motion. In my opinion, I don't think that the number of medals can define the standing of India. We all know that India is considered as the fastest growing nation in all the aspects, be it economically, politically, or socially. So let me take you to a ride. Starting with social impacts, the society actually plays a very important role in building a nation. We all are familiar with that. And actually that depicts the scenario of Indian households. In our society, studies has always been prioritized over anything, which also includes the sports. Even if the child is good at any sports, parents in our country are not allowing their kids to pursue it as a career. So how can we expect medals from them when most of the eligible athletes are actually not participating? Although this whole scenario is changing day by day, which is commendable considering our position. Now let's come back to our topic again. Look, sports is not only the benchmark to judge any country's standing. We have to check all the aspects. We all know that how much progress India has done when we talk about science and technology. With a success rate of 100% in reaching Mars, we were the first to do that. And there are an innumerable success that we have got, which is better than most of the countries which are actually better on the standings in Olympics. Talking about the cultural aspect of our country, there is no need to tell anybody that India is the most diverse country, comprising of almost all religions that are followed in the world, with a whopping 22 languages that are spoken in our country. So obviously, culturally, we are the best country. Talking on economic basis, India is the sixth largest economy of the world with a GDP of over $3 trillion, which is huge. And the best part is we are still growing. On a political basis, India has recently chaired the UN meeting, where our Prime Minister was the chairperson. This, in a nutshell, describes the current scenario of where we stand in terms of political relations. Actually, when we talk about the Olympics, we are at the 48th position. But I told you ever, like in all the aspects, we are almost in top 5, top 3, or even in some aspects, we are the best country. So obviously, the Olympics standings does not give the perfect measures for India. Not taking too much time, I want to say that not only sports can decide the current standing of India. Definitely, India has a better standing than that of the position on the standing tables of Olympics. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Anshuman. Now let's move on to our next speaker, Dishi Nayak from IIIT Bhopal. If you are there in the meeting, please raise your hand. Yes, I can see you. So please continue.
Happy Independence Day to all. My name is Dishi Jain. First of all, my question is that what if Olympics are not there? तो फिर हम इंडिया की पोजीशन को वर्ल्ड में किस बेसिस पे जज करते हैं? तो नंबर ऑफ मेडल्स है वो बेस नहीं होना चाहिए कि इंडिया की पोजीशन को वर्ल्ड में जज करने का। और हमारे यहाँ लोग कैपेबल हैं, पर यहाँ पे सही इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं मिलने की वजह से यहाँ पे लोग आगे नहीं बढ़ पा रहे हैं। और चाइना में जैसे हम देखें, चाइना में तो वहाँ पे बच्चों को कम एज में ट्रेनिंग सेंटर भेज दिया जाता है, तो इसीलिए वहाँ पे मेडल्स वगैरह उनको स्टार्टिंग से ही सिखाया जाता है वैसा, तो इसीलिए उनके मेडल्स ज़्यादा थे, जबकि इंडिया में ऐसा नहीं होता है। और इंडिया में एक सिक्योर करियर भी नहीं माना जाता है स्पोर्ट्स को, तो उसकी वजह से लोगों का कम लोग स्पोर्ट्स की तरफ कम हैं। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much. So now let's move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker will be Gaurav from IIIT Bhopal. Gaurav, please raise your hand if... Oh, okay, I see you. So please speak your voice. Okay.
Happy Independence Day to all. Respected jury and my dear teachers, my fellow mates, honorable guests, and all my near and dear ones. A very good morning. I, Gaurav Singla, pursuing my BTech degree in Computer Science and Technology from prestigious institution IIIT Bhopal. I take this opportunity to present my views against the topic whether the medals won by Indians in the Olympics are an accurate measure of India's standing in the world. I will describe this in 3 points basically. Valiant history. India has finished significantly higher in the era in which it used to win gold in hockey, but that time is not really comparable, both because of dozens of countries that have come into being since then, and the expansion in the number of sports and hence medals. Second point I will discuss will be based on infrastructure and amenities. India is a developing nation and it requires some motivation, facilities which would enhance the level of our India's performance in Olympics. As every talent emerges from road, so it requires the basic infrastructure and amenities which will help us arouse and promote talent from each and every nook and corner of our country. The third point is the most important point, that is equal importance as we give to study basis or technological or basically other areas. The medals won by India is not an accurate measure to estimate the India's ranking in the world because the India just represent very small sector of sports. Whereas when we look at other fronts like technology, art world, etc., is beyond our imagination. As I have discussed all the points, I would like to end this by quoting "Good is not good when better is expected" by Vince Ali. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Well said. So now the next speaker will be Jay Prakash from Triple IT Bhopal. Is he there in the meeting? Please raise your hand. Yes, I can see your hand. So please continue.
Good morning to everyone. A very warm welcome to all on this blessed day. Happy Independence Day. I am Jayaprakash Kushwaha, student of Triple IT Bhopal. Firstly, I will congratulate our champions who performed their best in the Olympics and also won medal. As you know, this year our best is score up to 7 medals, including 1 gold, and our rank is 14th in this Olympic. India deserves much better rank than this. It should be in top 10. Coming years, you will see better rank than this. We the second most populated country and even having such skill and talent to win more medals. You have to search such talent like our latest Olympics heroes like Neeraj Chopra, Ravi Kumar Dahiya, PV Sindhu, and other more. You should provide an opportunity to everyone to show their talents and facilities to nurture their talent. Both the government, central and state, should organize the more game events which are accessible to everyone and every part of our country to find medal winning talent. There is example like Odisha state sponsor both men's and women's hockey team, which help them to score good in Olympics. The men's hockey team won bronze also. The private sector should also engage to provide fund sport infrastructure that matches with international level for other game also, except cricket that we are going only for cricket. I will conclude by saying that the day we realize that and start building a world-class sporting infrastructure and true sport culture in every nooks and corner of India, we can truly celebrate the spirit of Hello India and dream of truly winning many more Olympics medals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jay Prakash. So now let's move on to the next speaker, Tanav Singh Bajaj from Triple IT Bhopal. If you're there in the meeting, please raise your hand. Tanav Singh Bajaj. Yes, I can see you. So please speak your words.
Yeah. Happy Independence Day, everyone, my fellows from Triple IT Bhopal and Manipur. I, Tanav Singh Bajaj, am here to speak against the topic medals earned by Indians in the Olympics are an accurate measure of India's standing in the world. Can anyone tell me what is the most popular sport in India? It's cricket, but it's not in the Olympics. So let's talk about the second most popular sport in India, which is badminton. Do you know how many medals India has won in this game since 1896? Men have won 0, women 3. Maximum medals India has won are in hockey. I know people are going to say that hockey is the national game of India, so it is bound to have the maximum number of medals. But that statement will be factually incorrect because the government has declared that no sport is the national game of India because its objective is to encourage and promote all sports from all disciplines. So why is this case? Why don't Indians have medals in their most popular sports? I, for one, don't have an answer to this. But I went a little off topic, so getting back on track, I'll ask a very important question. What is India mostly known for? It is known for its cultural and linguistic diversity, of having the highest number of official languages than anywhere in the world. A few hand-picked states go into the Olympics. Haryana is known for wrestling and badminton. Manipur is known for boxing. The news headline from the Tokyo Olympics says that 4% of India's population is in Punjab and Haryana, even though they comprise of 40% of the Olympic squad. This team nowhere shows the diversity of what India is. It is the birthplace of most major religions in the world, the largest producer of spices, the biggest film industry, and the list goes on and on. And yet, India's sports system is corrupt and underfunded and lacks the resources needed to beat the competition. In today's world, India is known for its English-speaking, tech-savvy people. Does that mean India has only brains but not bronze? I beg to differ. India has the fiercest army and secret service in the world. So, I would like to conclude by saying, I do not feel Olympic Games show the standing of what India represents in the world. All it shows is that India needs to spend more effort in training its athletes. Because I refuse to believe that India, with the second largest population in the world, can produce only 35 medals in the last 100 years of the Olympic Games. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tana. Very well said. So now the next speaker will be Satvik from IIIT Bhopal. If you're there in the meeting, please raise your hand. Yes, I can see you. So you may continue.
Hello, is my voice audible?
Yes, you are clearly audible. Please continue.
Okay. है मनुज तू, भागीरथ की संतान है तू, परम पथ पर आगे बढ़ना, संघर्षों की लहरों पर चढ़ना और उतरना, नित्य नए शिखरों को छूना, यही है अब पहचान हमारी. A very good afternoon and happy Independence Day to all. Today I, Satvik Tejas from IIIT Bhopal, is here to deliver the speech against the notion whether the medals won by the India in the Olympics are an accurate measure for India standing in the world. So, the Olympics ended few days ago and India bagged just 7 medals. This time it didn't went well or we performed as usual. It's hard to differentiate. But one thing is for sure, that this is not everything about my India. Okay, if you are talking about the sport, let me make it very clear that the ranks, the medals and the achievements of India is not the same in a tier 2 competition like Commonwealth Games or Asian Games. India performs pretty much in line with the expectations. We usually end up at the position 6 to 10 in Asian Games and 4 to 5 in Commonwealth Games. What really makes a difference is when you graduate from a tier 2 to tier 1 competition, the change in standard is dramatic. Every centimeter and every fraction of seconds counts. Well, I don't think I need to elaborate more, as we all have faced JEE Advanced at least once. Also, there are at least 3 to 4 sports where India could have nevertheless completed clean sweeps like billiard, snookers and chess, all dominated by Indians in last 20 to 30 years. So, it's clear that our sports are a matter of big pride for every Indian. When I was a kid, I always used to think, watching Doraemon, why these kids of 5th standards are practicing high jump? Is it compulsory? Well, our games lesson was substituted by the math teachers though. Well, that childish thought was the answer that why we bagged so less medals in Olympics. Talent can be found anywhere, but the problem is that India is not spending the required amount of funds in searching and executing the talent of people. For many individuals, it's a matter of survival or 100-meter dash. And before anyone slashes out at me with their viewpoint on cricket, I would like to say that yes, cricket is the only praised and paying sports in India, as it is loved by the audience throughout the map. Well, the question now has the answer. Certainly, the true picture of India is not depicted in the Olympics. We are the leaders and at number 1 in many fields in the world. India are known globally not only because of their talent, but also because of the success they have produced in almost every field. I want to conclude my topic by saying what Michael Vaughan said in GABA. Never ever underestimate an Indian. They are chosen one from 1.5 billion. They must be very tough ones. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Satvik. Now let's move on to our last speaker for our day, Shabir from IIIT Manipur. If you are there in the meeting, please raise your hand. Shabir, yes, I can see you. So now you may speak your words.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are clearly audible.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, all of our teachers and my fellow batchmates from Triple IT Manipur and Bhopal. Okay, so today the topic of the debate today is, as we've all been saying, is the position of India in the Olympic Games uh, an accurate measure for its standing in the current world? Okay, so if an event is going to judge my country, judge our country, then it's only logical to question its credibility, the credibility of Olympics. Okay, so today I'm going to put some number in front of you guys, so you guys can see. Okay, so since the Olympics have started, I mean, initially when they started, I mean, they weren't like that costly because they're like ancient. So since 1960, no games of Olympics has been under budget. Like suppose there is a budget that has been, decided for the Olympics, it always goes above the budget. It's so pricey. Okay, in fact, nearly half of the Olympics cost over 100%. In 1976, Montreal, the budget went 720% above the decided budget. Okay. For this year, 5 countries did their bidding. I mean, for the last year, 2020 Japan Olympics, 5 countries did their bidding, out of which Japan gets to host the Olympics for now. But if we look at the past numbers, in 2012, 9 countries did their bidding. In 2016, 7, and after that, 5. And now the next 2024 and 2028, there is also 5, and in 2032, there are only 3 countries. So I would just rest my case by saying, if the existence of an event jeopardized just by the budget, is that event even credible enough to like judge my country? Thank you.
Thank you, Shabir. Now I would like to commence round 2, in which the first speaker will be Shabir himself. Shabir, would you like to point out any points for criticism or support said by any of your co-speakers?
Hello?
Yeah, so Shabir, for round 2, would you like to point out anything said by any of your co-speakers to support them or to criticize them?
Yes, wait up. Okay, so can I like come in the next round? I have to reorganize all the,
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So our next speaker will be Abhay, who has views against the motion. Abhay, would you like to speak anything to for your co-speakers?
Yes, just one point. Many of my fellow participants pointed out the flaws in Indian sports education system, which I commend and congratulate for doing. Furthermore, they talked about how Olympics is not the only measure of India's standing. However, I would just like to say that sports is a very intrinsic part of our culture. Many of the major sports were invented in our country. They've been played for ancient times, and I would just like to say that sports also are a measure of our country, and we should support our sportsmen to perform very well at the Olympics, because it just boosts our morale and brings our patriotic feelings, as we just saw in the 2021 Olympics. It would be great if our Olympians also hoist our flag in the Olympic stage and make us all proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhay. Our next speaker will be Chanchal with views for the motion. Chanchal, would you like to speak anything for your co-speakers against or for them?
Sorry, I don't have any comment.
Thank you, Chanchal. Our next speaker will be Aniket with views against the motion. Aniket, would you like to say something?
Yes, Parth, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'd like to point out some things that were said by Chanchal and some of the fellow mates that were going for the motion. They actually told the reason that why the Indian athletes are not getting the medals the number of medals as they should have. But I just want to tell them that if they agree with the topic, then they should have said that okay, so India stands at the 48th position in the world. But actually, that's not the point. They in their thoughts and points said that okay, so the Indian households or the society are the reason that Indian athletes are not participating in the event. But actually, if you think about the reason, then it's totally fine. That's the reason that we are not getting the medals. But is the 48th number that you will allot to our country in the standings? No. So sorry, I don't agree with the points where they said that okay, so this is the actual measure. No, this is not the actual measure. We are not performing well in the sports criteria. That is the like considerable point. Okay, so thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Aniket. The next speaker will be Devansh, who has views for the motion. Devansh, would you like to state anything?
Yes, I would like to counteract Aniket just now what he said on what that don't you think, Aniket, that you just now said that it cannot judge ourselves. 48 cannot be a judging point because we have our households problem and all those. But don't you think that all the countries face these problems? And even if it can't tell the standings of political domain, but it very well defines the standing in the domain it specifies, that is sports culture, that our priorities are passed on the topic sports, the corruption and the cultural bias we do towards sports. It tells us standing in all of these. How would you like to explain, please?
Yes, so Devansh, yes. Thank you for pointing out. I just want to tell you that like we cannot measure everything on just sports basis. But what the topic is like the number of medals are the correct measures of India's standing in the world. Obviously not. We are a lot better even in the sports criteria. We are a lot better in that domain. So obviously we are not the 48th position when it comes to sports, because you can see the African countries, they even like spend not even like 1,000 crores in a single year budget for sports. We are spending more than that. Then we should actually think about the reason that we are not performing. The reasons are like our athletes are not going there. Obviously, this is not the correct standing when it comes to the sports criteria. Where we stand in the world, we are not at the 48th position. There are a lot of countries from like who have got medals more than us, but we are better than them even in the sports criteria also. Not talking about cricket only, because obviously we are like one of the best countries when it's about cricket. It's overall sports I'm talking. Like like our government is providing sufficient budget. Our athletes are like trying to perform, but there are some things that is not working for our country. But obviously we are not at the 48th position. That is quite low at the standards of India that we have set ourselves, and the amount of budget we spend every year on sports. Obviously this is not the correct standings. So
Aniket, I would like to highlight an example. If you
yes
you are saying that the budget, we allocate sufficient budgets and we are allocating them, so it can't be that we are not performing. It should be any other reason, or Olympics must be a little less credible. But I would like to highlight an example. Poor countries like Kenya, Venezuela, and almost a peer in everything, Brazil, you might be knowing, they all ranked higher than India. Kenya is a very small and very poor country. So is Venezuela almost. Venezuela is facing a financial crisis, if you would be knowing, the world's biggest financial crisis. Even they are performing better than India. And India in 2003, which was 2008, that time India's best Olympic medal haul, we got 3 medals. But in that Olympic, that was the worst country to medal ratio any country ever had shown. We were the last on that basis. So how does allocating sufficient budget, and how does that comply into the credibility of Olympics?
No, if we talk about the thing that we are like population, we have the population of 1.35 billion. That is not like something to be scared of, or it is like manageable.
Yeah, but it is a potential, it is
yes. So that's what I'm telling you, that yes, we have the athletes. Like you have also heard about that man. I can't exactly remember his name, which made the headlines, that his fastest speed is like more than of the Usain Bolt, and he actually ran 100.
I think we'll have to leave this to the judges of the event.
Okay, sure.
Let-
Yes. We
Please
should not
continue.
waste the time. Okay, Devansh, we can have an
Okay.
argument
Okay.
over
Okay.
later.
All the speakers who have not spoken for round 2 will be given their chance. Abhay, do you want to say anything?
No, it's all right.
Okay. Shabir, do you wish to state anything regarding
Yes,
your
yes.
four speakers? Yes.
Yes, sure. It's just one thing. In the first round, Mohit, who was speaking for the motion in this debate, he said that India has performed the best in the past 4 decades, and that's a very good thing. But we are not competing ourselves. No, we are competing against the world, and in the world, India was 48, but there is a country whose currency is actually 567.32 times weaker than our country, and it came on 27th position, and its name is Iran. And I don't know how is that justifiable. Thank you.
Mohit, would you like to say something in counter to Shabir?
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. Surely, actually, the things that I spoke one line, sir. That we have heard one thing that success has no shortcut, sir. Means I am not saying that. I totally agree with Shabir's point that we are not doing well at that extent, but gradually we are performing better than our past. Like in last 4 decades, we have made this rank. 40th rank is better in last 40 years. So it is also a big achievement for us. So means that doesn't mean that we will not do better in future. But the point is that we should be better from our past. So that is more important, and gradually we'll surely achieve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shabir, and thank you, Mohit. Our next speaker will be Dishi, who has views against the motion. Dishi, would you like to state anything?
यस सर देवांश ने बोला था कि है ना केन्या पुअर कंट्री है फिर भी उनके मेडल्स है वो हमसे ज़्यादा है, लेकिन हमारे उधर पुअर कंट्री है लेकिन वहाँ पे स्पोर्ट्स को इतना इंकरेज किया जाता है और हमारी कंट्री में स्पोर्ट्स को इतना इंकरेज नहीं किया जाता है, इतना नहीं मतलब एक अच्छा करियर नहीं माना जाता है, इसीलिए यहाँ पे मेडल्स कम है, लोग कम है.
So will the person counter would like to speak up?
Yes. दिशी, देखो इसमें तुमने अभी बोला कि वहां पे कल्चरली उनको ज्यादा प्रमोट किया जाता है और इंडिया में एस्पेक्ट्स कम है अगर तुम ओलंपिक में नहीं कुछ कर पाए तो. लेकिन दोनों कंट्रीज अगर हम देखें रिलेटिवली ज्यादा पुअर है केन्या, तो केन्या में और ज्यादा हाइटेंड प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी अगर तुम स्पोर्ट्स में क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पाए. और ये पॉइंट ठीक है, कह सकते हैं, लेकिन केन्या एक बहुत ज्यादा छोटी कंट्री है इंडिया के मुकाबले. एंड बाय जस्ट सेइंग कि बजट नहीं मिलता है, और वो एक रीजन नहीं कह सकते हम. दैट वाज जस्ट एन एग्जांपल कि बजट इज नॉट द ओनली रीजन, देयर आर मेनी मोर. Dishi, I would like to also counter one statement that you said. You said that China sends their children from childhood, and that why it turns out more medals in the future.
वो ट्रेनिंग सेंटर में जब कम एज होती है तभी वो भेज.
Yeah, I also saw that documentary. But don't you think that it is a very good thing that China, as far as I know,
हाँ तो मैं वही बोल रही हूँ कि इसीलिए उनको शुरुआत से ही वो भेज दिया जाता है, तो इसी एक रीजन वो भी है कि उनका मेडल ज्यादा है हमसे.
You know, don't you think that ये इस वजह से है क्योंकि चाइना एंड वेस्ट सुप्रीमेसी को डिनाई करने के लिए ये सब करता है, जबकि इंडियंस अभी जहाँ पे हैं वो स्टेबलाइज है, वो इस फील्ड में स्पेसिफिक स्पोर्ट्स फील्ड में आगे जाने का ट्राई नहीं कर रहे हैं.
Yes.
It is also a reason. And it also depicts our standing that it truly depicts our standing that we don't want to explore this field sports. It is not in our priorities.
स्पोर्ट्स में कुछ लोग जाना भी चाहते हैं पर उनको उतनी फैसिलिटीज नहीं मिलती है एक्चुअली.
Thank you, Dishi. Our next speaker will be Mohit with views for the motion. Mohit, would you like to speak anything?
Sir, please proceed further. I have no comments.
Thank you, Mohit. Our next speaker will be Gaurav with views against the motion. Gaurav, would you like to speak anything?
No comments.
Thank you, Gaurav. Our next speaker will be Shivam with views for the motion. Shivam, would you like to speak anything?
हाँ, मैं कुछ बातें करना चाहता हूँ। मैं अभी टॉप 3 कंट्रीज का नाम लेना चाहता हूँ जो सबसे ज़्यादा डेवलप्ड कंट्री अभी माने जाते हैं, और उनका स्टैंडिंग्स बताना चाहता हूँ ओलंपिक में। सबसे पहले यूएसए। यूएसए नंबर 1 स्टैंडिंग पे है ओलंपिक, टोक्यो ओलंपिक 2021 में, और उनके पास गोल्ड 39 है। फिर चाइना 38 एंड जापान 27। तो मैं सबसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, जो उन्होंने अभी अगेंस्ट में बोला, मैं सबसे बस ये एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ कि भारत इन देशों के जैसे क्यों नंबर 1 या नंबर 2 पे नहीं है? भारत के पास क्या ऐसे प्रॉब्लम्स है जो वो लोग नहीं फेस करते या भारत उनको सॉल्व नहीं कर पाता? भारत को हमने 48th पोजीशन दिया, जो कि एक बढ़िया पोजीशन है। 86 कंट्रीज ने पार्टिसिपेट किया था टोक्यो ओलंपिक 2021 में। उस हिसाब से ये बढ़िया पोजीशन है भारत के लिए। तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ कि आप डेवलपमेंट को किस टर्म में काउंट करते हैं? क्या डेवलपमेंट स्पोर्ट्स डेवलपमेंट के तौर पे नहीं लिया जाता? क्या डेवलपमेंट भारत के स्पोर्ट्स को इनकरेज करने में नहीं लिया जाता? अगर डेवलप्ड कंट्री का देखें तो हर डेवलप्ड कंट्री ऊपर है भारत से, वो ऐसे भी डेवलप ऊपर है और ओलंपिक में भी ऊपर है। तो मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ कि हाँ, ओलंपिक भारत का सही स्टैंडिंग्स को दिखाता है।
Thank you, Shivam. But the second round is supposed to be for your views against your co-speakers.
Okay, मैं
So would you like to direct this to someone?
सात्विक जी ने बोला कि अब डोरेमोन का एग्जांपल लिया, तो मैं उनसे बोलना चाहूँगा कि डोरेमोन सबसे पहला भारतीय नहीं है, वो जापानीज है, और जापान का जो वो स्टैंडिंग है वो 3rd पे है भारत पे। वो इसलिए इसलिए बचपन में उनको उछलते हुए दिखाया जाता है, क्योंकि जापान में स्पोर्ट पहले से ही इतना फेवर है। बस मैं इतना बोलना चाहता हूँ।
Thank you, Shivam. Our next speaker will be Jayaprakash with views against the motion.
No, I have no views. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayaprakash. Our next speaker will be Naveen with views for the motion. Naveen, would you like to speak anything to our co-speaker?
No comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen. Our next speaker will be Tanav with views against the motion.
Thank you, Parth. I would actually say I agree with Aniket when he said that a lot of people who spoke for the motion made points against the motion. And then also I'd like to say that Abhay Pratap's point regarding the fallback was very amazing. That people who, even though they don't achieve as well as they could have in sports, but they gave their heart and soul, they should have jobs or at least some compensation waiting back home. And I'd like to counter to Mohit when he said that India has the highest engagement on Facebook and it still is 48th ranked in the Olympics. How does that show that India is at par? Like Mohit spoke for the point, but still said that India is highest in Facebook and still at 48th in the Olympics.
Mohit, would you like to speak anything regarding what Tanav said just now?
Yeah, bro. Actually, I didn't say that. Though India, it's means my point was that India is the most discussed country in this Olympics. My main point was that, and I was not saying that like though India is 48th rank, it is most discussed country like that. My main motto was that India is the most discussed country, though having 7 medals like that.
All right, no argument there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tanav. Our next speaker will be Satvik with views against the motion. Satvik, would you like to comment?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're completely audible.
Okay, hello again. I, Satvik Tejas, respect my worthy opponent Devansh Singh viewpoint, but do not agree with him and vehemently oppose him. My dear friend, we are a developing nation, and the nation, like Britain, was once our master. Today, our country got independence from the British rule in 1947, and we all remember our vote. India was literally starving and was jobless in that year, and our ancestors slowly built this nation. The people of India have seen a really tough time, and like every parent in Indian doesn't want their children to face the same. And that's why many people who had some Western education or who had seen some other village son in a three-piece suit invested their money on education of their children. But this education lacks sports as a subject. Maybe because less of opportunity, or less of sport, or maybe less popularity. Oh yeah, I'm saying right. Our primary school don't even have the right curriculum for sports development in India till date. These all grew in our society with the time, and it became a taboo for a studious boy of our village to spend 6 hours for practice in excelling some useless sport. Also, I agree that China was themselves a developing country, but you can't compare to another country just to underline your poor performance when we are starving. I think we should see with the humanity. The taboo once created not only takes time but generation to conquer. At least give us 20 years and then see the result. And I have nothing to oppose Shivam Kumar. I just wish Shivam Kumar has listened to me more attentively. Thank you.
Thank you, Satvik. With this, we would like to come to an end to our round two. Now I'd like to invite Aniket, the student coordinator of the EPSP Club of Triple IT Manipur, to make some remarks.
Thank you, Parth. But I think that Chanchal was actually raising the hand. If you could give her the opportunity, then I'll go after her. She was saying something. Hello, Chanchal. If you are hearing me, you can say whatever.
Yeah. Actually, I want to add one more thing. That some of my fellow mates say that India got the 48th position. That would not an accurate measure. So I'm agree with this point. But I think that if you talk in terms of sports, that it's a good position. Like in 2016 Rio Olympics, we got 67th position. So somehow we are improving. Thanks. That I want to add.
Okay. Thank you, Chanchal. So, being the student coordinator of EBSB Club of Triple IT Manipur, I would really want to thank Ayush Bhaiya and Ramashish Bhaiya from Triple IT Bhopal for coordinating with us and for helping us to reach a point where we can say that, okay, these two colleges have collaborated with each other and has put out something that everyone should actually aspire from it. The motto of the EBSP Club was always was to collaborate both the colleges to get the views of students. And today, as a participant also, I felt really proud that the student of both the colleges actually supported the arguments, opposed the arguments, and that was the whole motto of the EBSB Club. So I would again like to extend my gratitude to Ramashish Bhaiya and Ayush Bhaiya for helping us in organizing this event. Thank you very much. Over to you, Parth. You can proceed.
Yes, Ayush Bhaiya, please continue.
Thank you so much, Aniket, for approaching us for this event. And this is, I suppose, the first event which Triple IT Bhopal and Manipur are hosting, with collaborating. And I believe that that should not be the last. We should collaborate more and organize more events. Understand each other's college and culture of Bhopal and Triple IT Manipur. The motive of EBSP was to understand. The motive of EBSP was to combine two states so that they can understand each other's culture and habits and all about each other. Manipur and Madhya Pradesh were combined. So it has given us a lot of information and a lot of insight on what Manipur has. We have read a lot about Manipur as a state and all that. And I believe you guys from Triple IT Manipur must have learned a lot about Bhopal and Madhya Pradesh as well. So this was all I would like to say. A very great event, I think. So that was it. Thank you, Aniket and Parth. And
thank you, Ayush
thank you, my friends.
Now I would like to invite Professor Amit Bhagat from Triple IT Bhopal to say some words about the debate and conclude it with.
Thank you so much, Parth. But before I speak anything, I would like to invite Dr. Sanjeev Chaudhary from Triple IT Bhopal to say a few words. Sanjeev, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, please.
Good afternoon, all of you. This is very wonderful debate competition organized between IIIT Bhopal and IIIT Senapati Manipur. Actually, I want to highlight one point that our institute has renamed as IIIT Senapati Manipur last year. Anyway, this is the and I would like to thanks to all the participants who joined here today.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. So I would like to thank all the student coordinators from IIIT Bhopal as well as IIIT Manipur. As I've got to know that from IIIT Manipur, we have Aniket and all other students who have participated today. And from Bhopal, we have Ramashish and Ayush. And along with them, we also have Afrin Khurshid Madam, who is looking after EBSB Club along with me. So very rightly said by someone that the purpose of EBSB Club is to have this association, this camaraderie relationship between IIIT Bhopal and Manipur. And it is a great event which you students have conducted today, where we have got to know each other. Okay, forget about whether we were in for the motion or against the motion, but whatever any people have the way people have put forth their views and their opinion about the topic, this is a very wonderful platform where we can learn from each other. Okay, like we all should learn the way Tanav talks in a debate. This is the best way when we speak, where people should be able to understand each and every word very clearly. Okay. On the other hand, as the topic today's topic goes about that Olympic medals are the accurate measure of our country. So no, no medal can measure my country. Someone said it like this. But again, being this year, we have earned the maximum number of medals, and sports were never a priority of India. So now people are coming up where parents are sending their children for sports, and we have started earning more medals, and definitely in future we will perform best in the entire world. But again, yeah, there are so many ifs and buts, but we need not to talk about that. We are here to actually enjoy this moment of Independence Day, where we all around 52 people were there, where we all come from different walks of life and different parts of India. And today we are here on the same digital platform interacting with each other. So I would request all of you to please keep on planning this kind of events uh, very oftenly, and let us explore this platform to interact with each other. Okay, so it is not about because government has asked us to do something we are doing. Let us make it an interactive platform where we interact with each other and learn from each other. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Amit sir, for your kind words. Once again, I would like to thank all the teachers, students, and my dear friends who made it successful by participating in today's event. I would also like to thank EBSB team of IIIT Bhopal and Manipur who successfully completed this event. Thank you all, and Vande Mataram.
Thanks
Thank you
everyone.
everyone
Enjoy your
for
day.
joining.
Thank you, Ayush. Thank you, Parth. Thank you, Aniket. And once again, I wish you all a very happy Independence Day. And I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Amit Bhagat sir and Dr. Sanjeev sir from IIIT Senapati Manipur sir. And I would like to thanks all the students who actively took participated in this event. Thank you. So, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Let's end this meeting. Thank you.
Ayush, we can leave now?
Yes, ma'am. You can all leave, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Lovely.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, and happy Independence Day.